Your wife is stressed. You can see it in her face, hear it in her voice, feel it in the air when she walks in the room. And your first instinct? Jump into problem-solving mode. Figure out what's wrong, offer solutions, try to make the stress go away. But here's what usually happens instead. She gets more frustrated with you. You're trying to help, and somehow you're making it worse. So let me show you a completely different way to respond when your wife is stressed. One that actually helps instead of adding to her frustration. The key thing to understand is this. When your wife is stressed, she doesn't need you to eliminate the stress. She needs you to help her carry it for a minute. That's a totally different job than what you think you're supposed to be doing. You think your job is to identify the problem and solve it, but what she actually needs is for someone to acknowledge how heavy the load feels right now, to be present with her in the stress instead of trying to make it disappear. So what does that look like? When she walks in stressed, your first move is simple. Just be there. Don't immediately start asking a bunch of questions. Don't start diagnosing the problem. Just acknowledge what you're seeing. Try something like, "You look exhausted," or "rough day." Simple. No interrogation. You're just naming what's obvious. This does something important. It tells her you see her. You're not ignoring the stress or brushing past it. You're present to what she's experiencing. Then, and this is crucial, let her decide if she wants to talk about it or not. Don't force her to explain everything right away. Some women want to vent immediately. Others need a minute to decompress before they can even put words to it. So after you acknowledge it, give her the choice. Want to talk about it, or do you need a few minutes first? This puts her in control. She's not being pushed to share before she's ready, but she knows you're available if she wants to. Now let's say she does want to talk. Here's where most men mess it up. She starts explaining what's stressing her out, work deadline, issue with the kids, whatever it is, and you immediately start problem solving. Why don't you? Or have you tried? Or maybe you could stop. That's not what she needs right now. What she needs is for you to listen and validate that the stress is real. Not minimize it, not fix it, just acknowledge it. Try phrases like, "That sounds overwhelming. No wonder you're stressed. That's a lot to be dealing with." You're not agreeing that the situation is impossible. You're acknowledging that it's creating real stress for her. There's a difference. Here's what you're not doing. You're not saying, "That's not that bad," or "At least you don't have to deal with," or "I had something similar happen, and here's what I did." All of those minimize what she's feeling. Even if you think you're being helpful, what she hears is, your stress isn't valid. After you've listened and validated, here's the magic question. What would be most helpful right now? Not, "Let me tell you what to do." Not, "Here's how to fix this." You're asking her what kind of support she needs. Maybe she wants you to listen for 5 more minutes while she processes. Maybe she wants help brainstorming solutions now that she's vented. Maybe she just wants you to handle dinner so she can take a bath. You won't know unless you ask. And asking puts her in the driver's seat instead of you assuming what she needs. Here's a real example of what this looks like. She comes home stressed about a work project. Old response, "Can you delegate some of it? What about asking for an extension?" New response, "You look wiped out. Want to talk about it?" She vents for 3 minutes about the project. You say, "That sounds really overwhelming. No wonder you're stressed." Then, "What would help right now? Want to keep talking it through? Or would it help if I got the kids out of your hair for a bit?" See the difference? You're present, you're validating, and you're asking what she needs instead of assuming. Now let's talk about what to do when she's stressed but doesn't want to talk about it. Maybe she says, "I just need some space," or "I don't want to get into it right now." Your job? Respect that. Don't push. Don't take it personally. Just let her know you're available when she's ready. Try, "Okay, I'm here if you need me. Let me know if there's anything I can do." Then actually give her space. Don't hover. Don't keep checking in every 5 minutes asking if she's okay. Trust that she'll come to you when she's ready. Here's something men don't realize. Sometimes your wife is stressed, and there's literally nothing you can do to change the external situation. The work deadline is real. The problem with her friend is real. The stress isn't going away just because you talk about it. But what you can do is make sure she doesn't feel alone in it. When you stay present, when you validate her feelings, when you don't try to logic her out of the stress, you're showing her, we're in this together. I've got your back. That presence, that's more valuable than any solution you could offer. Let me give you another scenario. She's stressed about something you think is small. Maybe it's something on social media or a comment someone made that wouldn't bother you at all. Do not, and I cannot stress this enough, do not tell her it's not a big deal. To her, in this moment, it is a big deal. Otherwise, she wouldn't be stressed about it. Your job isn't to decide whether her stress is justified. Your job is to support her through what she's experiencing right now. So even if you think, this really isn't worth stressing over, keep that thought to yourself. Treat her stress with respect, regardless of whether you think the trigger warrants it. Here's one more thing that matters: your body language when she's stressed. If you're sighing, rolling your eyes, looking at your phone, or acting like her stress is an inconvenience for you, she's picking up on all of that. Even if you're not saying anything, your body language is screaming, "This is annoying me." So when she's stressed, your body needs to match your words. Face her. Make eye contact. Put the phone away. Look like you actually care about what she's going through. Because you do care. You just need to show it in a way she can receive. One final insight. Sometimes when your wife is stressed, it's not about the specific thing she's telling you about. She's stressed because she's overwhelmed in general. And this was just the last straw. The stress about her coworker is actually stress about being exhausted from juggling work and kids and everything else. The tears about the broken dishwasher are actually about feeling like there's always something else to deal with. You don't need to solve the surface thing. You just need to be there for the emotional release she needs in that moment. So here's what responding to your wife's stress actually looks like. Acknowledge it. Let her decide if she wants to talk. Listen without fixing. Validate that the stress is real. Ask what would help. Then do that thing. It's not complicated, but it's completely different than what most men do. And when you get this right, she feels supported instead of lectured, heard instead of dismissed, like you're her partner instead of another problem to manage. That's what transforms stress from something that creates distance into something that brings you closer together. Comment below and tell me, what's your biggest struggle when your wife is stressed? Grab the ebook if you want the complete framework for communication that actually works. Links in the first comment or check my bio.